A lovely evening. Thank you very much. And to all the live audience, thank you very much for listening and for watching. Also on the second night, in fact, of my week live special, The Real Change. Transformation has never been easier. So thank you very much for watching this. And, in this week, in fact, every little day, I talk a little about the real change. Transformation has never been easier. And today I would like to show you a little bit my background. So where I started and, in fact, what all led to the real change, what I now pass on to other women that, of course, you can do the same. So what were the reasons behind it and why up till now I still do it and I love to do it. So thank you very much for listening and also tonight, and I'm sure you will have a great outcome for this. So thank you very much for listening. And before we start about my story, my background and everything before that, I have still a question about the last day, so the first day of my life week special. And there I talked about, in fact, about the 7 steps, so 7 steps, what you need to know, what you need to have, in fact, that you can do really the big change. And now is the question, why does it really function? What is your personal opinion? And please just send me your little messages, and hello to everyone who is here in the live call. Super great. Thank you very much. And also for those ones who miss it and see it later on. Super great. Dankeschön. But so what is really the reason behind it? Why it is 100% success rate when you do the real change? From everything you heard from the first day of my week live special where I introduced, the 7 steps. What's really, behind it, that it really does function. Exactly. And the reason why it does function is because we really do a very, very deep analysis, in fact, and there we find out the underlying reasons which are really causing your situation, which is setting up your system at the moment in love, in life, and of course in success as in your professional life, And of course we have a closer look at this after we identify them and then we solve it. So that's it. And I'm very sure that you recommended this or recognized this. All right. So thank you very much. Okay, great. All right. So what is now really, what have I done? So why actually the real change, in fact, really started and happened. And I'm straight now, it gets very personal. And in my beginning of my 20s, I really stuck. And I would like to explain you this a little bit further, because at the beginning of my 20s, I had exactly the great vision in my mind after college, of course, finishing this with triple A's and so on, that I have a great career in front of me, will earn a lot of money, have great opportunities. I can live in the house I would like to and also would like to buy, of course, I will have a great husband next to me and, of course, children. And everything, had such a great picture in my mind. And instead of getting this step by step, one after the other one, exactly totally the opposite happened. So by the beginning of my 20s, I had to see that I had not a loving partner next to my side who wants to spend his life with me, who's there for me and just cannot wait to, to spend, any second with him, that we just build up our life together. I had, of course, not the self-determined life I always had in mind. And for sure I was not one bit there in my career where I wanted to be. Not one bit, and not even, into the direction of it. So it was completely the opposite. So instead of yes, 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 I had a no, no, and no. And at the beginning of my 20s, I was like, how the heck is this possible? I wanted more. And the thing is, and that was in fact the first step I did at that time, what of course I did not know, is that it was so horrible for me. And especially looking into the future, how the rest of my life would be like, or what I all would not get, in fact, that I made for myself the decision that I do not want to accept this. Not 1 second. I say ganz clearly, no, this is my life and I decide what I get and what is happening here. No one else and nothing else. And then I was really thinking about, so why is then, everything like no, 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 instead of yes, yes, yes? So why is it like not the love I wanted to have? Why not the self-determined life? Plus, why, of course not, I have the career opportunities and options I thought I would get after my college degree. So why is that the case? And then I said, you know what? What is the secret behind it? I wanted to know how this is possible, or what you have to do, in fact, that you really can change the things for you. So I was really looking for the answers. I was looking for really so how you can change the thing in your life. All right. And then, in fact, I thought about, so when this is like, no, 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 it's gone. It's clearly what I have to do. I have to start working much harder. So instead of, being very smart and just going into the right direction, I had no idea about this because I thought I have to work harder, that I get better results, that I'm better than others. And this is what I did. And I did this really, as I did everything else before that in my life. I had a super great college degrees, triple A's, in fact, I did 3 diplomas, but not one after the other one. So that in fact, at the same time, just imagine. And also I was working not only 100%, and I was working up to 150%. And trust me, it was a great time, So I was traveling and working from United States to Osaka, from Oxford down to Johannesburg, and as of course of Europe. And I really enjoyed it. I loved it, that you lived out of a suitcase, and all the lounges, in the hotel bars, or then at the airports, and that was really great. But the thing was, after a while, it really wore you out. And after a while, you thought about, it's not like this, that I'm just going around the next corner and there is my dream partner waiting for me, And this is exactly what not happened. And at that time, I thought it would, but in fact, it never did. And, instead of that, the things really got better and better and better. I was just working harder. And I thought about, I need to do more trainings. And this is where all my training started, like leadership trainings, communication trainings, and also started there, in fact, with all my coachings, which I have hanging up in the backside of me, all the diplomas. And the thing is really, that they helped a little bit, yes, but for really making the big jump, the big, change in your life, in love, in the self-determined life, plus in success, that you changed everything, that did not happen. It just didn't. And that's really the point, that whoever I was asking about, and in fact, you were paying money for it. So please give me the answer. What's the secret behind it? How can I really change it? So thank you. How can I really change it? It just didn't happen. And the fact is really, that everyone I met up till then, they had also not the answer. At the time, of course, I did not understand that, but by now I really know that they did what they could, but they just could not present more. All right. So summing this up. So I was really working harder than ever. I was doing more trainings than ever, but I just had not the result I was looking for. And it got so tough, in fact. And in fact, there was such a deep life depression, in fact, because I could not change the things, and I was running, in fact, against the wall. That it got so bad, in fact, that at work, my boss at that time, he came to me and he said, Michaela, you're in fact the best horse in my cow shed, but like this, we cannot continue. So he took over my job and he told me, what, I like you, I would like to keep you, but now you go on a time out. He said he doesn't care what I'm doing, but he wants me now to leave the job, do yoga, meditation, and all these things, take the time I need and think about what I want really in life. And when I recovered, I should come back. And that time, really at the beginning of my 20s, I was like, all right, so why really? It was not me. Was it anyone else? Why my thing was like not as I should be like, but still I did it, and I'm straight. It was the nicest thing someone has ever done to me. It was, such a human way of really acting and behaving. So really like a real boss should do. And really, I did that at the time. And it was a super and absolutely great life experience. So I really can recommend this to you, that you also, when you get this option, this chance, that you also do this once in your life. And now I tell you what I did. I took my little suitcase, and of course, I took yoga lessons in the morning. I did a lot of sport, I had good, good food, and was really, really taking care of myself. And then I did something in addition. I took the time really to start reading. And in this time, in fact, I was reading 650 books, and I'm not joking on this. I was just really, because I was really looking for the answers. So why is the thing as it is for me? And especially, why couldn't I not change it? So what is the secret behind it? That if you would like to get the big change done in your life, so how is and what is what you have to do? And especially why no one could give you the answer for it. That's the best thing on top of it. And I wanted to know for me the reason why. And then I really started reading the books. So from one book, in fact, it led me to another one, from this one to another one, and up. Then, I came up to 650 books. I'm not joking. And I kept on reading so long until I found, for me, really the reasons. Plus, where everything I ever learned in all the diplomas and all these things could be set up together into a step-by-step master plan that you really could change your situation completely. And this is, in fact, where I really got to. And I'm straight. I now can tell you the reason, or the solution to it. And I would like to do this now. So what is really the secret behind it is everything is energy. And do you know who said this? Over, I think, 120 years ago? Albert Einstein. So when you ask me, Albert Einstein was a freaking fucking genius. And not only in physics. Because he understood that everything there is, as everything you see, but also the things you don't see, is energy. And is there positive energy and negative energy? No. There is just a higher one or a lower one. But the energy, volume, in fact, is always the same. Energy can never disappear. Energy can only be transformed from one aggregate state into another one. And that's the cool thing about it. And this, in fact, is what you have to understand here and also by heart. And as the first time I heard that, I did not really understand, in fact, what great impact, in fact, this has on your life. And this is really where I would like to get you to. So this is really something, when you have one outcome of this tonight, then take this sentence with you. Everything is energy. And this is really the key behind it. And, as I really understood that, I could set up the puzzle so easily, what step by steps, in fact, you have to do, that really this energy thing, could be done so nicely and so easily. And in fact, with no really effort behind it. And then with this, you can really change everything in love, life, and success. And this is, in fact, what I did, Then I really set up my life completely different in a very short period of time. And now I have a great loving partner next to my side. I have a self-determined life where I can live, as I wanted, as a self-employed woman, in fact, in my own company, ganz easily, nicely. And yes, it does function. And of course, I can scale up my business up and down to this success level I would like to have it. So I can live the independence and the freedom so many women are dreaming about. And that's really the secret behind it. And why do I pass this on to other women? I pass this on to other women because I was a couple of years ago in the same situation as you are now. I stuck. And I did not know, in fact, what I was doing right or wrong, and which direction really to go and to follow, that I really could change the things for me in my life. And I'm straight, and no one could give me the answer. No. And the thing is really, when there's someone who has the answer to this, then it's yourself. And with this enabling toolbox I set up in The Real Change, you find it out very easily for yourself, and you can do this transformation in absolutely no time. And I'm straight, it's the 100% rate, as I already explained to you the last time, is because of this. So I pass this on because I know really I was exactly in the same situation, and I know it does help you as well. So when you're curious about it, what it is, please shoot me a message or get your free consulting call, and we exchange a little bit, talk about your situation and your smart next steps. Of course, for free, you don't have to pay for this. For me, it's really important that you get your transformation going and done, that you understand, what is really behind everything is energy. So for those ones who are not, a little bit shy, of course, I also launched my podcast episodes. You can go on my website, www.coachinglounge-podcast.com, and you go down and have a look into my podcast section, and there you can download the free first version, and that you understand what I'm doing there. And in fact, if that is the right thing also for you. So wherever you are, you could just plug it in and you can listen to my podcast episodes. So now I would say it's time for the questions. And if there are any questions, please shoot them now. If not, no problem. You also can shoot me anytime, any message on my website. Just go on the website, go down, and there, of course, you can type it and send me the message just right after this live session here with me. So for the time being, I would say thank you very much for listening also today on the second day week live special with me here live on Instagram. And we see us tomorrow, hopefully at the same time, 7 o'clock at night, where we talk about the do's and of course the don'ts, which are not helping and supporting you really doing your big changes, your transformation in life. So I've done many of these mistakes myself. So of course I share them with you, and I would be really happy and glad if you also join me tomorrow. So for the time being, thank you very much for listening and have a great, lovely evening. Thank you.